Good Friday morning, South Florida. Take a look up in the sky. We are seeing our full moon. It is the full beaver moon of the month, and it is the last super moon of 2024. It looks spectacular out there. We got crystal clear skies and dry conditions, but unfortunately, with these super moons, we have had those king tides. So saltwater flooding is possible. We are under a coastal flood advisory from Key West all the way up towards really West Palm Beach. Next high tide will be just after 8:30, Broward, Miami-Dade, and the Keys. We're waking up mostly dry. We are awaiting this cold front to move into South Florida, but it's going to take all day to get here. So because of that, enjoy our morning lows because it's going to heat up. Temperatures right now in the upper 60s and low 70s. Winds anywhere between 3 to 5 miles per hour. These temperatures are about 4 to 8 degrees more comfortable than yesterday. Dew points are in the 60s. Yeah, this is refreshing, but again, it won't last long because once the sun does rise, our temperatures are going to soar. We're talking highs well into the upper 80s before the front rolls in and brings us cooler, drier weather for the weekend. Highs near records today. Humidity tracker showing that humidity very comfortable this weekend. You need to get outside and enjoy it once we get through this afternoon. As for the tropics, we're watching Tropical Storm Sarah in the Caribbean. We'll continue to watch it over the weekend, but our weekend forecast looks spectacular. Get outside and enjoy. Well, let me tell you, one thing we're all going to be enjoying is this beautiful full moon. We captured it earlier this morning. We do have a gorgeous sky out there with clear skies. That's what's providing for this moon to look so super, even though it is officially the super moon. The last super moon of the year for 2024, it is the beaver moon. It looks spectacular. I'm going to try to see if our tower cam, once it starts to get a little bit lower to where it's setting, we'll be able to show it to you too. So it peaks at 4:29 this afternoon. The beavers take shelter during this time of year. That's why it's called the beaver moon. Unfortunately, though, with those full moons that we've had each and every month come the king tide. So our next high tide just after 8:20 in Hollywood Beach, but also noticing just after 8 o'clock for Fort Lauderdale. And here, look, as we look to the east, the sun is already rising and it's spectacular out there. First light over the horizon, crystal clear skies, dry conditions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how it's going to look tomorrow once the front does clear, and Sunday. It's just something we've been waiting so long for. It's spectacular, really. It takes your breath away, right? Looking to the east and then looking to the west, you can see that full moon. As temperatures right now are also spectacular. We're in the low to mid 70s, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Key West, 66 degrees for you in Kendall, 69 in Pompano Beach. Winds anywhere between 3 to 5 miles per hour. Temperatures have dropped anywhere between 2 to 8 degrees more comfortable, even 9 degrees more comfortable than yesterday. Dew points are in the 60s. Now, this was from that front that moved through Wednesday. Now we're waiting for this reinforcing front that's bringing temperatures in the 50s across the panhandle to head our way. Right now it's just north of Tampa, but that cool air is affecting all the way into the northern half of the state. We have dry air in this atmosphere of the upper levels, and that's why we're not going to expect much in the way of rainfall with this system. It's all about the temperatures and the wind direction. We'll also be watching Sarah as it moves into the Gulf of Mexico next week. Could start to merge into a cold front and possibly move more east towards Florida. But again, let's just enjoy this weekend with our dew points in the 50s and 60s, the comfortable air mass, and our lows in the 60s. This is something we haven't felt since April of this year. We're talking 65 in Kendall, 68 in Pembroke Pines, 69 in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow morning. Lows in the mid 70s for you in the Keys. Headed to the beach or doing any boating, we have a moderate risk of occurrence for beachgoers, boaters. The bays will be at a light chop. So again, let's enjoy this weekend. We've waited months for this, and then we do see a transition into a hotter weather pattern with storms around by midweek of next week. Have a great day.
Let's begin with that forecast because so many plans to be made and finalized.
Yeah.
What are you seeing, Julie?
Yeah, and I wanted to show you that live shot that was behind you. It showed nothing but already the sun just beaming over our Atlantic waters, which is nice and comfortable now.
Right.
But believe it or not, in the matter of about 8 hours, we're going from temperatures in the 60s and 70s to the upper 80s. We're flirting with records. I know.
Like back and forth constantly.
But it's worth it. It'll be
Yeah.
worth it because right now we're enjoying these temperatures. And guess what? These temperatures are going to return once that record heat gets out of here. Alex, Eric, South Florida. Right now we're in the upper 60s and low 70s, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Key West. It is pretty impressive how warm we're going to get today ahead of this front. But for right now, open up the windows and doors and enjoy. We have this brief break from the heat, the humidity, and our winds moving in from the north is providing for our temperatures anywhere between 2 to 8 degrees cooler than yesterday. Our winds are anywhere between 3 to 8 miles per hour, but watch the frontal boundary passage. It takes all day. We're talking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, doesn't clear until about 9, 10 o'clock. So that's why we are anticipating to be so warm today. As you kids head to the bus stop, very comfortable and mild, but when you're picking them up, it's going to be a bit warm. We could be flirting with a record. I'm going with 89. The record is 88 in Broward and Miami-Dade. The front will move through later today, and we'll have temperatures dropping down to the 60s for the weekend. Let's go to the tropical update. We are tracking what is Tropical Storm Sarah spinning in the Caribbean, just hugging the coastline of Honduras. It's moving very slow to the west and basically going to bring life-threatening flooding concerns and mudslides for parts of the area. As it moves off into the Gulf of Mexico, we're going to continue to watch it because models do have it kind of wrapping around, connecting into a cold front, possibly moving towards the Gulf Coast states by next Friday.